guys, it's Meowtastic here, otherwise known as Kitty Animates, and I might change my name to that soon. I am also possibly going to make a new channel, but anyways, I have been working on redrawing a picture, and I'll show, which is my previous drawing of my OC. You're going to recognize this. So I started with the usual, going there, doing like the circles and ovals and weirdness, and then going over it a couple times. This one I added a lot less times than my other ones. Probably because I'm getting a lot better at this or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's just my new style. Muzzles are probably just easier to draw. I think this is my last layer before I start coloring. I mean, I have a couple layers that is coloring after this, but yeah. I'm sorry I haven't been active, but yeah, I'm redrawing that picture up there. I actually finished this a couple days ago, and it just occurred to me that I meant to record a video for it and post it and stuff. But yeah, I'm starting the coloring because this will be the skin color, and then I start the clothes. But this is only the first layer and stuff. I actually did 2 layers for all that because I thought it would make it look even better. Like before, I was only doing 1 layer for the clothes, but then I did 2 layers, like so many layers for the body. So the least I can do is 2 layers for the clothes and stuff. And it looks a lot better actually. I didn't do 2 layers for the hair, but I did 2 layers for like the eyes and stuff. Or well, no, I mostly just like kind of fixed it up. Like this is me fixing it up. And then I drew the ears so many times. You can't see how many times I drew it because well, you just can't really. But then this is me starting the second layer because I drew the hands and then I drew over the hands. Like the video, it doesn't show whenever I like go back a bunch of times, but there was a lot more work than it involved than what it shows. But see, this is me starting the final layer. It's a lot thinner. See, before, when I drew the original picture, I had no lines, and my problem was, well, I had no lines. See, I'm drawing lines, but they're the same color or it's like a slightly different color than the skin is, which makes like the hands and everything a lot more easier to draw. And that's something I found out, so you guys can use this technique if you want to. I don't really care as long as you are improving your own art for the better of our community, the art community. And I'm sorry to say, but I just might quit Gacha just because there's like all these threats to the Gacha community going around. I might just go straight to animating. I actually started using Flip-a-Clip and learning how to use it. I got pretty good now. I might post my first animation I made and stuff. And start slowly switching over to there, and then eventually change my name straight to Kitty Animates instead of Meowtastic Gacha. Because of course, I'm going to need an animating name instead of a gacha name. So, going on. I'm sorry I haven't been able to post. I've actually been working on a lot. But once I finish it all, I'm going to be posting a lot again, and I'm going to be very active. So, yeah, I have a couple maps to finish up, and then I'll start working on the entry for my map and the special that I've been working on for like a couple months, you know, the usual. I'm sorry I've been like having so big of gaps between videos, but I can't do much about it. I just have so much I'm working on. But as I've said before, once I finish as I'm finishing it, I'm trying to get it posted, but I'll probably finish it all at once because I'm like working on each of them slowly and not just focusing on one for a while. That's why it's taking so long. But like once I finish them, it's like all going to be around the same time. So I'm going to have a lot to post. Then I can work on individual projects. Like I'll start making the big thing that's going to feature a lot of my first works. And it's going to be my last gacha thing. And then I'm going to make some other things. So I'm going to show how much I improved with gacha from beginning to end, and then I'm going to start making my first animations. And then once it's been a year since I created my channel, I'm going to show the evolution from like first gacha to like the last gacha I did, and then to first animations, and then the most recent animation I had done then. I'm not saying gacha isn't an animation. I mean, it's a type of animation. But, yeah. So, as you can see with what I'm doing on the thing is I had finished coloring it, and I did the eyes, and I'm doing the rest of this, and then I'll start the shading. See right here, I'm doing that part down by the legs. I think like this one, it looks way better than the original. There was just so much wrong with the original. And it's very old now. I just had to redraw it. I just had to. Especially since my style had changed so much. So I went through a couple things for the background until I found the final background. I was going to draw my own background again, like I had. But you know, that didn't happen. I just found a really cool background and I put it in. See, I had been starting and I wanted to do ideas. You can't see the ideas I did because I pretty much just backspaced. The reason you can see the big things I did was because I left it there for a long time. I just put it in layers and then I just kind of hid it, and it's actually still in the picture. It's just on complete transparent mode. So I just like hid it from sight. So it's still there, you just can't see it. That's why it showed that I did that. But now, I started the shading on here. I did a lot less work than on the original because I found out that it's actually a lot easier to do than I was trying to make it on the original. The original, I was trying to learn to do a lot of things, and there was a lot of new techniques that I just found out and I hadn't had any practice with. But now I practice a lot with those techniques and learn a couple new techniques. And all that, it makes this new one so much better than the old one. But you know, in a couple months, I might find this one I drew kind of bad, and then I'll have to redraw it again because this picture I've been using for my background. So every time I would see that old picture, I was reminded of like, and I just didn't like it. And can you please excuse Yatogami that's been texting me? He just, I'll get to him in a while, but I'm recording. So it's almost done at this point. I think the rest of it will just be just some shading. Yeah, I haven't shaded the arms yet in this or the face or anything, and I haven't got into the highlights. Look, there we go. It went so fast. It really does go fast, this speed paint. And then it will start the highlights and add in the background and it's done. But the reason I have my gacha character and the old one up there is obviously for reference to my character. Because like I need to have the gacha character to get the original colors. And since this is a redraw of that other picture, I kind of would want that in there, right? So that's why those are there. Not for any other purpose. I also see a big difference in the necklace. Like before I just like did it around her neck, but now it's like hidden in between her hoodie thingies. And the necklace is like from a side view now, like I try to add some dimension to it instead of just being a round circle. So yeah, it's the highlights started. The reason I paused it was just kind of going really slow and not really moving, but I got it to start moving. See, the funny thing is, whenever I'm shading, I just draw faces on it. And you can't ever see that I drew faces on the final thing. But I actually draw faces a lot. So now, whenever you look at my profile picture, you can remember I drew a face on the shading. See, it's almost done. The highlights are almost done. Just adding some highlights to the clothes. That's a lot of shading on the hoodie. I feel like the skirt is always weirdly shaded. No matter what happens, it's always going to be weird shading on it. See, I think what makes it look better is the subtle shading. Like before I had a bunch of shading, but now it's just like a little shading. Not much. Like I didn't even really try on the hair. I just kind of shaded it and left it like that. Or usually I'll add a bunch of detail into the hair. I guess it's fine. Look, see, I added in. And I think it's almost done. Yeah, I'm just adding a tiny bit more shading to the hair. And there we go. Well, bye, guys.